This is Tina Hewitt, Stampin' Up demonstrator in Adelaide, Australia. And today we're going to be creating some cards using the tune-in bundle from Stampin' Up. I'll just show you the cards we're going to be making. And so this is the first one. So I just really love the retro TV. And so that's the front, got some embossing detail, and inside birthday greeting. This is the second one. So a cool technique for the background. It's inside of that one. And the third one, it's just all on the front list, but I haven't done anything on the inside. There we go. They're the three cards we'll be making. I have done some pre-cutting and things to help speed things along a bit. So, okay, these are the cards. I'll just put them over here. And this is the stamps that called Tune In. So it has this great TV set and greetings, and there's dies to go with it. So doing some die cutting. So and for the first card, which is this one, we're using some paper from this pack, the 24 to 26 in colour designer series paper. So one of the colours is Summer Splash, and that's the one I've used on that card. So I'll bring in some bits and pieces. Okay, already done some pre-cutting. I did a little bit of pre-stamping and embossing, so it doesn't take so long to put the card together. I've just got to reach in here. There's a couple of little things that I'll show you how to do. These little, I don't know if you can see, these are a little bit shiny. A little bit shiny, that's a bit shiny. It's not embossed. There you go, you can just see the shine. But there's a little trick using packing tape of all things, I believe. So get onto that in a minute. So I've stamped and die cut the TV there, and I've got these pieces here. This is just going on the inside of the cards. I'll just put that aside for now. Got this the stamp pad and a dauber ready. I've already embossed this piece, which is going on the front card and that. So I'll just die cut this one. I have a excuse me, I have a shoulder injury, so I'm actually going to be using my electric machine today to do my die cutting, but it does use, I can use my Stampin' Up plates in there, so we'll just run through those. So you set this up. So I have the platform number 1, have a number 2, which is for thin dies, number 3 to put is the cutting plate, so I'm going to put like that, and then this for the TV screen. I'm going to be using a little bit of temporary tape just to hold those together. I need another little piece. I'll just grab that. This is removable tape, so, and it doesn't tear the paper, so you can put that on like that. I'll just put that through the machine off camera. Okay, So now cut out these pieces here. Actually, oops. Carefully remove this. Carefully. Because the pressure of the machine has made it stick a little bit to the cardstock. Right, okay, so I've got those pieces there, and that's the scrap. Just put it over there. Put my dies back on the sheet so I don't lose them. So I've got these two pieces cut out. Now, what I'm going to use on this piece here is packing tape. So I've got a roll of packing tape here. I've got to find a straight. Fortunately, the packing tape sort of comes off in a weird bit. Okay, so now I've got the straight piece. I'll put this piece onto my black cardstock. Try and get it as flat as I can. Got a little bit of a crease there, but probably won't matter. So now, bringing my dies over here, I'm going to be using the little antenna die. Put that one there. The little antenna. What else do I need? There's 3 stars, which is this one here, and a little knobs on the telly, which is this one here. This die has also a like a little grill or ventilation thing that goes on the front of your TV, the old style. So anyway, so those are on there, and they don't need to be lined up as much as the other ones over the stamp images. So as long as they're there, I can just put that through my machine. Okay, so now when I take these off here, keep that. I just need my little take a pick tool. Put these things out there. Put the dies back on the sheet. And so now I've got my black pieces. There, okay. Try not to lose them. Okay, so now I've got my mat, and I'm going to put this on here, so you won't see that I've cut out those pieces there. I'm going to use my glue, and while I use my glue, because I've got holes behind it, I'm just going to put this onto my silicone mat. Okay, this is going towards the top, leaving a fairly narrow border there. Then I've got my paper, designer series paper. I'm going to glue that on there, on the bottom part. I like the multi-purpose glue. I used to hate it, I must admit, and that's when until I've worked out that you don't need so much, and you just sort of just put a little squiggle on. Right, I'll put that on there. Now I have my ribbon to go around. Okay, so I'm going to do is that side there. I'm actually going to use my glue dots, mini glue dots, to attach the ribbon. And what I do is I just put one on the end, a couple in the middle. I've just got to press it on, lift it up. One on the other end. Then place this across the join. So I've got a couple dots in the middle there. Let's wrap that around the back. That one around to the back. Oh, I've lost a dot. Oh, I need another one. Okay. That's attached around there. Okay. And then this gets attached to the front of the card. So right. Let's try and even up the borders. I'll take this out because it's just confusing me a little bit. Even up the borders. Yep, that looks pretty good. So I've got the base bit. What I can do before I move on putting the rest on the front is I can do the inside here. So what I did for the inside is I've got a memento. So I grab my memento stamp pad. Thought I had everything ready, but I must have put that one away. Okay, got my memento stamp pad, and start with the stars on. If you've got grid paper, you can always just test it. It's stamping. You've got enough coverage on the stamp before you put it onto your cardstock. Right, okay, so that's pretty good. Okay, and I've got my chamois here to clean my stamp. Right, next bit. So I'll put this together and go on the inside. card. Got a little holder to put my glue bottle in to keep. This is I got this as a gift at a Stampin' Up event, and it's been through the walls anyway. So I put my glue bottle in there, stand it up, so that the glue is ready to go when I need it. Okay, and then this. Oh, it's coming. Must be coming to the end of the bottle. It's all right. I've got enough for today's cards, and then I've got plenty of more bottles. Look, turn this around. Put that in the top. All right, that's going in there. The inside the card, the happy birthday. Get stuck in there. Put that like that. I know what I forgot to do, but that's all right. You can't really tell the difference. I did actually use the dauber to go around the edges of that. I'll do that with on the screen a TV. I've got a dauber. I just go around the edges a little bit just to make it stand out a little bit more. And put that on the front of the card on with the dimensionals. But before I do that, I have to do another little bit of die cutting. I've got one more bit of stamping to do, and that's the inside of the screen. Now you can see on this one I've got that's in white. So I already cut the screen out and used that on the inside. So I've got a bit of white here. So that's that one I've cut. So I'm just going to just put the TV over that so I know where to stamp, and I've got this stamp, stay tuned for an important message. I stamp that one in there. Right. Okay, there you go, that's pretty good. Now I'm going to use the screen die again and just put that through the machine. Yeah. Just put a little bit of tape on it. And so I'll just die cut this. So now put this bit together. So how I'm going to do this, what I decided to do, what I worked out, is put this down like that, side down, and then I'm just going to use a little bit of ordinary Scotch tape on the back. Oops, didn't put that very straight, but that doesn't matter. Just got to hold in until it goes onto the front of the card. Right, so I've got that. Now I've got these elements to go on the front, not using that one. I'm going to use my glue dots again. So these little dials or knobs to go on the front of the telly, put them there. You can use a liquid glue. I find these probably a little bit easier if it's just, you can just push it underneath. But now with the TV, I know with that one I put it sort of behind the die cut. I think with this one I'll just put it on top of the TV like I did with my other cards. So that one was the first card I made using this set. So this one, I'm going to put it there. Right. I use dimensionals to put the TV on. So I've got some big dimensionals here. You can use the mini ones, whatever you like. I'll put one in the middle. I'll use a few around the edges so it doesn't sort of sink in too much. Yeah, I should really bring my bin over here. So I'll put these little dimensionals all over the table, the backing. They tend to float around. You find them on the floor, on your clothes, on the cat, all over the place. So, okay. This one goes about there. Okay. Doesn't matter if the aerial is not stuck down. I think that looks fine. And we use another mini glue dots just to put these little embellishments on the card. Largest one down there. And then the next. Oops. If the glue dot's a little bit bigger, just push it underneath that one. There. And this one over here. Right. Okay. So there we go. That's the first card. First one. Pretty easy to do that one. Okay. I'll put this somewhere where it doesn't get dirty. I might just put this one in a plastic sleeve to protect it. And I'll put this one behind it. Okay, so that's the first one. Now the second one got here. This has got an interesting background, and I'll show you how I did that. I'll clean this. So this is called I think it's called the bouncing brayer technique. It's my I read about it years and years ago. Very old technique. So I thought, oh, I'll try that on the background because there's no real paper designer series paper that goes with this set. So you just create whatever backgrounds that you want with it. So I'll just grab my bits and pieces over here. There's some bling. Got over here. Got my brayer. Colour, so and all stamp. So I put things in baskets so I can keep everything I need together. Right. So I've got my bits and pieces. So this is to stamp and colour in the TV. I've got, so on this one I've got another inside piece. I've got 2 layers for the inside and 2 layers for the front of the card. So I'll do the background piece first. I'll show you how I did that. Put that over there. So okay, I might need another cleaning cloth. I'll just reach over here. Okay. So the bouncing brayer technique. What you're going to do is get your brayer. So hopefully get all the dust off it. Okay, now with a brayer, when you're inking it up, always roll in the same direction. So then you get the whole thing coloured. You can see the colour of it there. So there's a fair bit of ink on that. So what I did was, now I'm just standing up so I can see what I'm doing. And all I'm going to do is just sort of, I'll start from here and just touch it and just touch it and go around and like that. And when I start running out of ink, which I will do in a minute, there we go. Right, yeah. So where that is a bit lighter, I'm going to put some more ink on the brayer. And that is it. That's a bouncing brayer technique. So now I'll just close that off. Clean your brayer. You can just roll off the excess ink if you've got a piece of another piece of cardstock that you want to create a grungy sort of background. You can do that, and then use a damp or a dry micro fiber cloth to clean off things. So this is one of those techniques that you won't ever get the same result twice. So not bad. It's very similar, isn't it? So and what you'll find is the colour will lighten just a fraction when it dries. So it's pretty dry now, but it does over time. So while that is drying there, I'll do my other stamping. So I've got my TV stamp. And when the stamp is on a block that's bigger than the stamp pad, I like to ink up my stamp this way rather than picking up the block. Take there. Rather than picking up the block and trying to ink up that way. This is the best way I find to do that. Just put the lid on. Just going to stamp that. Right, got the base there. Then the news flash, you can see on my original one, I've got a dark one, a light, and a very pale one. So that is generational stamping. I'll just show you on my grid paper what I mean by that. So I've got this really inked up, and I'm not lining this up. So that's first generation. That is second generation. And that is third generation. That's very, very pale. So I'm going to do the same on the TV. So if it doesn't work, I'll just cut out another piece of white and stick it on the top. So let's have a look. So there's always ways and means of covering up boo-boos. So that's the first generation, the second generation, that's the third generation. And I have a little blob on there, but that's alright, doesn't matter. It's a vintage TV. The quality of the screens, the broadcast in the 60s wasn't, or 70s, wasn't that great. So it wasn't all digital like it is now. So no need to worry. You can always put a bit of bling on that. Anyway, I'm going to just clean my that's a little quick clean with my chamois. Alright. So that's that bit. Now what did I do on the inside? Oh yes, I know, I did the little sparks. I don't know what you call these. Looks like little lightning bolts, I guess. What do you call them? Lightning bolts? Yeah. Okay. What did I do on that one? I did one on the top left and bottom right corner. So I'll do that here. There. Sorry it's out of frame, but I'll show you what I just did. Okay. So I've got that. Okay. Now that's for the inside. What other stamping do I have to do? I think that's all the stamping. I've got a bit of die cutting, and I've got some colouring. What I might do is I'll die cut that first, and then I'll colour it in. So, scrap one. There we go. Just put this up here. Tap on the top. Okay, just put that through the machine. And when you're die cutting, always move your dies around. Don't always cut in the middle. And with the top plate, turn it over, turn it around. Keep using different parts of the plate. That'll help keep them flat. So regardless of whether you have an electric or a manual die cutting machine, always keep moving the plates around. Cut on different parts of the plates just to make sure you keep them flat. If you keep cutting on the same area, they will bend and they're a bit hard to flatten out. I have heard different stories about ways to flatten them out, but yeah, it's probably better to avoid having to do that in the first place. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little bit of colouring. Let's see, I can zoom in a little bit. Let's see what I'm doing. So I have these are watercolour pencils from Stampin' Up. So I've got basic grey and early espresso. Now, because they're watercolour pencils, you're supposed to sort of use watercolour paper or a paper that doesn't mind having lots of water, and then you blend the colours with water, smooth it out. I'm not actually going to do that because this is just basic white cardstock. I've just got it around in here, doing the grey first, and I find with using colouring pencils, whether watercolour or otherwise, that you an idea is to not press. No, you can press reasonably firmly, but don't try and lay all the colour down in one go. It's best to do a couple of coats, and then that gives a bit more smoother results. I learned that from a colouring expert that I watch online. Yeah, there's a few around, so you can look up colouring with Sarah Renee Clark. She's an Australian artist, and she's done lots of things on her website with colour, how to create gradients and all sorts of lovely things. This is just very basic. There's um, nothing flash or advanced or anything like that. I'm just doing the grey first. It's a bit of a dull day at the moment. We've had a few showers, so I've got a few shadows happening here with the studio lights, but that'll have to do for now. Something to think about in the future. I might get some additional lighting. Anyway, so that's the grey, and then the brown is sort of giving like the wood panelling effect of the old fashioned TVs. I know we certainly had one with a teak look. That was all the rage back in the 70s. Yeah, don't know what happened to that TV. I think my brother might have got it. He liked collecting all the. Oops, got something on there. Right, okay. So I'm just going to quickly go around here. This is something that I find relaxing, colouring, and just entering the zone, or it's a Zen activity, if I like to call it that. If you're watching this on replay, you can just speed up, fast forward till I finish this. It'll take me just a few more minutes, and then you can get on to the next bit and see how the card is put together. So with these these cards, what I'll do is I'll put a link to where you can download the instructions, and that'll have the measurements and supplies of what I use to make these cards. So if you wish to purchase any of the supplies, you'll be able to purchase them through my online shop from Stampin' Up, and then that would be greatly appreciated, and you can get the instructions. So, nearly finished. Okay. Right. Right, that's the TV. Now I can zoom out just a little bit. So I can put the thing together. Put the rest of that. Oh, I've got to do one more bit of die cutting. Nearly forgot. Got to cut myself a little aerial, which I'll do out of this piece of black, which is going to be the mat. I do this all the time. All the time I always cut little bits from these that are going to be mats, so that don't need to use extra cardstock. Saves on scraps. That over there. So this is not a shiny aerial like the other one on the first card. That's okay. I've got all my pieces put together, and I will get that now. If I run out of glue, I'll use my tape runner instead. I think I should have enough to put this card together. Put that around, put that one in the top. Okay. The inside. Oh, here we go. Might be getting a bit low. Okay, let's put one in there. Just got my silicone mat because I've got a hole in the black mat. So I don't want to put that onto my grid paper to get glue onto that. So, right, okay. Now all I've got to do is work out which way I want to put it. That way. That way. Yeah, I think it's going to be that way. Okay. Stick that one onto there. Oh, I didn't stick that very straight on that, did I? Oh, it's done now. Oh, sorry, it's going to add to the effect. So now I'm going to stick the TV on. Dimensionals. And I've got some bling here. So I usually like to add a little bit of bling, a bit of shine or sparkle. Just depends on the card. think the sun's coming out now. That means it's going to lighten up a bit in here. Okay, we're taking all the, yep. Newsflash. There we go. Oh, nearly lost an aerial. Okay. Now I'm going to put my glue dots over here. Now once I've finished doing this, there'll be a big clean up time because there's bits everywhere, especially dimensional backings and then little bits of paper. Right. That's usually what happens. So put this over here. Right, bling. This is called Adhesive Back Sparkle Gems. And there's 3 colours, champagne, black and white. So I'm going to use the black ones. Now I've got my Take Your Pick tool. This is a really good tool, best invention. A little putty end so that you can pick off little bits. So I'm going to put I'll pick a larger one at the bottom, like there, and a couple of smaller ones towards the top. About there. That'll do. Right, I've got my bling. I think that's all. Yep, that's all for that one. Bring my other card in. Yep, so there we go. That's the 2 cards. That's the one I made before. That's the one I just made. It's just a little bit different, but get the idea. One you can't get exactly the same when you do another one. That's the beauty of card making. Put these aside to keep them nice and clean. If I can get them in without pocket, without bending. Alright. One more card to go. This has got another technique in it. Grab my bits and pieces. Yeah, like that. Hopefully I've got everything I need. I've got a little post-it note here just to help me with the technique. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay, now where's my other card? Here it is. I'll just grab that. Show you what I've got here. So this is the 3rd card. Let's zoom out just a little bit. Zoom out a little bit. Excuse me. Let's have a drink. So I was inspired by a card I'd seen on Pinterest, and so this is my variation of that one. I think they used a different embossing folder. The background I can't quite remember, but anyway. So we've got an embossing folder, embossed background, which is going to be in the lighter grey, smoky slate. That is for the TV again. And I need another little piece of white to do some die cutting. Right, so I'll show you how I created the background. This is smoky slate. I'm using smoky slate ink, and the embossing folder. is this one here called Dotted Circles embossing folder, and it's huge. This is one of our really big embossing folders. I think it's like, oh, I don't know how big it is in inches. It's like 8 inches, 8.5 by 6 inches or something like that. It's humongous. So that's so you can put your cardstock in whatever way you want. So I'm putting my cardstock in this way. This is a 3D embossing folder. So just put that in there. And then now the sandwich for the 3D embossing folders is a little bit different depending on your machine. So with this one, it does actually say on platform for 3D embossing folders, use this number 1 and put your embossing folder on there. And then we use one called, it's number 4, so it's a specialty plate. So I just run this through the machine. And then you get this really cool effect. So you could use it just like that. That would be fine. I wanted to bring out the dots a little bit more, so I do this a lot with embossed folders. So I've used the same colour ink, and I'm going to see if I can do it really lightly, really lightly, because this is a juicy. Just try and flatten this, not flatten it, but just sort of take out the bend. I'm going to put really lightly, just drag on top, and it's just picking up the rays. And I say really lightly, it is really lightly. You can't see we're getting marks all over the paper behind, whereas I did with that one from a previous design. And there you go. So I've got my dotty background. I just got to work out. Yeah, I put it that way. The top, and I will just stick that on, and see if I can get this a bit straighter than the last one. The glue helps, it got wiggle room, but then it's very easy to just slip. I'll put it straight, but that's all right. Handmade cards don't have to be 100% perfect because they're handmade and they're made with love, and you know, so my take is if the recipient doesn't like my handmade cards, they're not getting another one. Some people don't appreciate it, but I have lots of friends that do. So, okay. Actually, I think I would be send this to my brother for his birthday. It's coming up in a couple of weeks, so I better pop it in the mail next week. Or he won't get it. You know how long it takes to send a card these days to Queensland or different state. Oh, ridiculous. Anyway, so TV, stamp that. This is not white, you might have noticed. Yes. I have actually coloured in the TV using blending brush, which I'll do in a minute. Let's get that quick. Oh, excuse me. All right. And oh, I've got to die cut another TV aerial. I should have done another one from the other thing. No, this one I will use a little bit of extra black. And you see, I've done that before. That's all right. I'll die cut these two things at the same time. So I've grab my back to the die cutting bit, which is that one and then that one. This one on the TV. This one, aerial. Pop this through the machine. There we go. TV. There's one more bit of die cutting I have to do now. See these little bits? Actually, you can use different colour cardstock scraps, but the die to cut these out is all joined together, so I thought that would be a pain trying to, I'd cut out 5 different colours and then use, yeah. So what I'm going to do is actually do what I did here. So I've cut it out of white and coloured them in. So cut that out. Oh, just on the edge. Oh, doesn't matter. That's fine. So I've got my 5 little shapes here. Put the die back over there. And which way it goes. Okay. I've got one more bit of stamping and some colouring to do. Now this is a post-it note, just the normal post-it notes. So I've die cut, actually very lightly stamped and die cut the screen out of that, so I can put this on here, and then I'm going to use a blending brush and my smoky slate ink to colour in the TV. So actually doesn't look grey there, does it? Might have had a bit more brown on this, but anyway. So when you're using a blending brush, just to rub it on to the stamp pad, tap off This is not a particularly wet stamp pad, so it's not going to make a lot of difference. She can be dry, the dry side. I tap off and then go around. I have got a Stampin' Blend alcohol marker, which I'll use to colour in the feet in a minute. So I'm just going around with the blending brush. If your ink pad is juicy, you will need to tap off the excess, or you might get a big blob, and you really don't want that. And then the idea is to go in lightly and build up the colour. So you might need a couple of coats, a couple of layers of colour if you like. And should try what Jennifer Maguire says when she uses this on stencils. I'm not using a stencil, but to do your circular motions both ways and get a smoother result. Been following Jennifer Maguire for years. She's very, very good. Uses all sorts of different things. So, okay, I think that will do for that. Might, while I'm doing that bit, got a piece of white here. I'm just going to, I know what's happened. I'll turn it over. I'm picking up the green from there. I don't want to do that. So, right, okay, I'm just taking the white off that piece because I'm going to be stamping your classic with black ink. There. Just let that dry for a sec, and then I'll trim it down. Right, how are we going? I think we're nearly, oh no, I've got to do a bit of colouring. Not quite finished yet. Right, it's just gone past the hour. That's not too bad. We've got 5 colours here. Oh, yes, I'm going to do the this is what is it? Dark smoky slate Stampin' Blends, just to colour in the feet. And around the edge of the TV screen. Oh, I think then I've got to colour the piece. I think it's supposed to be like a test pattern. That's what it looks like in the catalogue. So that's a so this set is from the annual catalogue, the 2024 to 25 annual catalogue from Stampin' Up. And it's available in the online store. If you haven't got a catalogue, you can message me and I'll with your details, and I'll happy to send one out. It's only to Australian residents. But there's always more to be found online anyway, because we have a range called Online Exclusives, which is just things that are not in the catalogue, but they're available online, and you can order them through your Stampin' Up demonstrator. The different colour TV, isn't it? That's alright. So, okay, so now those bits and pieces of what this test pattern, these colours. So that's the blue one. Sort of again similar to what I had. Orange one. That's the no, that's the orange one. That's the grey one, right? So I've coloured these in rainbow order. You can use the alcohol markers to colour them in. You'll get a nice a smooth gradient, not gradient, but smooth colouring. I'm actually going to be using our Stampin' Write markers. So these are water-based brush markers, and just colour in each one with different colour. So this one is real red, and you want to get a smoother finish with not so many lines. Just apply a second coat colour. So if you just do one coat, you will get more lines. So just doing a base coat there. Then I'll try and do another layer on top to darken it and smooth it out a little bit. So just give it a minute to dry and blend together. So that was Pumpkin Pie. This is Daffodil Delight. And rainbow order, if you know what, there's an acronym called ROYGBIV, ROYGBIV, which is red, orange, yellow, green. ROYGBIV, blue, indigo, violet. That's the rainbow order colours. I think this one might be drying up a little bit. So anyway. Alright. That's Daffodil Delight. Next one, green, is Granny Apple Green. So these are from the Brights collection. So you get a set of 10 colours in the pack. Or you can use the blends, Stampin' Blends alcohol markers. There you get 2 shades of one colour. And this blue is, what's this, Azure Afternoon. One of the new colours that came out. Okay. Oh, this is it. Coat on there. Right, okay. That's my colouring done. Just go along the edge there. Colouring. I think it's ready to put together. Now I'll just trim this little greeting. If you can sort of go around if you're into that sort of thing. I'm not great at that, so I'll just trim it off. That. Okay. Now we'll need a little bit of glue to stick these on. I'll grab a pair of tweezers. I've got my glue. one first. Okay. Oh, yeah, don't need too much glue. Yeah, what I usually do, and I think I nearly forgot to do that, I'll just put these in there so I can see how much room I've got to work with. Don't have to be all perfectly evenly spaced. That just gives me an idea of how much room I've got. So put that up there. Keep putting my finger on it. Okay. And I'll do that one on the other end. Oops. And let's put the one in the middle. Put one on this side. And the final one on the other side. Side. I'm just going to put a block on top of that. Just hold it, let them set for a second. What else do I need? Okay, I need a glue dot for my aerial. Put that on there. Oops, a bit too low down. It's got to be up a bit, doesn't it? Oops. There we go. 3 dimensionals. There's dimensional backings all over the place. That's all. Okay. Alright, so got my TV, got my greeting. I only need a couple of dimensionals on that one. That there. Okay. Let's move a few things out the way here. Got one of this paper. Where are these? Okay. So they're the cards I've just made. That one. I'll bring in my other cards. Can I tell which one I've just, yeah. And my greeny ones. Summer Splash. That's a new colour. There are the cards in today's class. So I hope you enjoyed this class, and if you need any supplies, let me know. I will put links to the instructions and to the which will have the instructions, the measurements, and a link to the online shop where you can purchase any supplies that you need. These card layouts are fairly easy to do with whatever products you've got, so you can use your own supplies to come up with something similar. So I hope you enjoyed this class, and I'll see you in the next video, hopefully very soon. So, bye for now.